I miss Al. Hey Shal. I'm over on YouTube as well. Hey Sharon, YouTube should be up. Hey Miss Hills. How's it going? You could catch me on YouTube here. I've got better views. I've got like a camera pointing down and some music. So, how's it going? So I'm just gonna give it a minute for everyone to join. So today, I'm gonna be making a tofu egg. So you're gonna need a firm tofu block, some vegan mayo, some mustard. I put it in the Instagram post. Yeah, it's on Instagram as well. It's just you won't be able to see me doing the preparation. Hey Sharon. So everything sounds great? Good. Okay, cool. So let's get started. So I've got a tofu block here and I'm just gonna drain it, right? Because normally it comes in some liquid to kind of keep it from drying out. So I'm just gonna drain it out. This package is giving me some trouble. So I got the block here. Now I'm not going to press it or anything. I'm just going to like shake off any excess water, right? Because you don't want it to be like soaked. And I'm going to suggest that when you do this dish, you get a good container, good sized container, hopefully one that has a lid on it, because you will have leftovers. And you can start off by just taking your tofu and just breaking it into bits, right? Just kind of squeeze it out and break it kind of with your hands. You can do this with a fork if you really want. Like getting my hands in there. Now it's clean, right? Because later on it's gonna have turmeric and stuff like that. I don't want to get my hands in that. I should probably grab a fork for later. So I'm just gonna kind of break it into some smaller bits. Don't worry so much because over the entire process, while you're mixing in the other ingredients, you're mostly gonna break these bigger chunks into smaller pieces. But if you want to kind of make sure that they're small at the beginning, that'd be good too. But I'm just gonna kind of run my finger through and just like break it, and you will get some moisture out of the tofu at that point too, so don't worry so much about that moisture. It's amazing how the texture of the tofu kind of resembles eggs to begin with, right? Like a boiled egg. And I think that's why it's such a good... Hey Sharon. Hey Shal. That's why it's so good to use tofu, right? Because it's got so much protein in it, and the thing it doesn't have is it doesn't have the saturated fat and the cholesterol that eggs have, right? So it says a sixth of this package has 10 grams of protein. So this is 60 grams of protein. I normally get about 3 servings, depending on how big the sandwich is, out of one package. So, you know, without the other ingredients counted, that itself is 20 grams of protein, right? So we got our tofu here, right? So now we can start mixing in the ingredients. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off from the wet ingredients and start off with the dry ingredients. So I love to use garlic. So I'm going to I'm not going to put too much garlic in it, just to give it a little bit of flavor. I'm going to put half a teaspoon of garlic in there. Just kind of pour it in there. Right, it's going to mix up anyway, so don't worry so much about getting it everywhere. Now paprika. Paprika is ingredient that I use pretty much for every dish. I'm surprised that I'm only at half the container. Right, so I'll use 1 teaspoon of paprika. This will give it a nice reddish color. Now, because the tofu is like so white, and with the turmeric and the other ingredient, it's gonna come out to be like a orangey yellow color. So the paprika is good for adding in the color. And now, speaking of the turmeric, right, I've got my turmeric here. Now you may wonder, oh, it's organic. I just refill this small bag because having turmeric in a big supply, last thing you want to do is drop turmeric, right? Because it stains everything. If it got into your tile, it would stain your grout and stuff like that. So that's why I only fill up a small pouch, and I use the pouch, and then I'll refill it. So don't worry so much about getting organic turmeric. If you can, it'd be a good choice. But so that's half a teaspoon. I'm just going to sprinkle that in there. Now what else? So always after I do my turmeric, I always put a couple of grinds of black pepper in there, right? So the pairing of black pepper and turmeric together, it boosts the potency of the benefits of the turmeric, right? So it's got anti-inflammatory benefits, and when you pair black pepper and turmeric together, it just it makes it more more potent, right? So more beneficial. And then I've got some dillweed, right? Now this is up to you if you like the taste of dill, but I like the taste of dill. So I'm gonna put about a half a teaspoon of dillweed in there. Make sure it doesn't. Yeah, that's about half a teaspoon right there. Sprinkle that in there. And then the last ingredient. Hey Melissa. Hey Caprice. Hey Aquafaba. That's Aquafaba Test Kitchen. So the secret ingredient, obviously, it's the Indian black salt. Now they call it, the Indian name is Kala Namak. Yeah, how I remember that's my aunt's name is Kala, and Namak is it's a race in Dragon Ball Z. So it's this funny way of remembering things, huh? So I'm not gonna use too much because this is a salt, so it will make it salty. Now it's got a very strong egg smell to it, right? So just be careful how much you use. You can add more if you need it. So I'm gonna put about 1/8 of a teaspoon in there, and you can see I just use a teaspoon for all my dry ingredients, right? And now I've got my wet ingredients coming, which is got your mayo, right? So vegan mayo. Now, depending on how creamy you want this salad to be for your sandwich, right? You can also put this on like just lettuce or whatever and eat it in a little wrap, I guess. So I'm gonna put 2. I may come back and add more, and just make sure I don't lose out on this goodness of this mayo. Add a little bit of mayo from the spoon, and then I'm going to have to clean my finger. So there's the mayo, and then I always like to add mustard. So mustard, I'm not sure if everybody knows this, but mustard has no calories, right? So if you're just using yellow French's mustard, no calories, which is amazing, right? So you use it as a condiment, right? But it adds a great flavor. And I'm going to use, let me just use my wet. So it's about a teaspoon of mustard. You don't have to put too much in because mustard is kind of an overpowering condiment, right? So don't put too much in, but just remember that tofu doesn't really have a taste, right? And what we're doing is it's a good medium, right? It's a good amount of protein. So we're gonna flavor it right now, right? And now it's got like a strong egg smell already because of the Indian black salt, right? So now I'm going to add my fresh ingredient, which is going to be an onion. So depending on how much you like your onions, I'm going to put in about 1/4 of a large onion. I guess this is the medium onion, whatever you consider this size to be. So I'm using a red onion. It's got a little bit of a defect in it. That's okay. So I'm just going to cut this up finely and put it in there. Now, normally I would put one more veggie in here. Well, sometimes I put in carrots as well, but I normally put in celery, but I just looked at our celery and it's not doing too well, so I'm not going to risk it. So just chop this up very finely, and then it's going to get all mixed up. Probably shouldn't look up when I'm cutting, right? So nice and finely. So if you guys want to jump over to the YouTube channel, you can see downward towards my cutting board, and I've got some music and everything like that, and there's other people in the chat. Green onions, yeah, green onions. It's funny, I bought green onions early in the week and they all wilted. I used to take the bottoms of the green onions right away and just put them in water so that they would regrow. And I was doing that for a while, but then you kind of have to use them all the time, right? But yeah, my green onions didn't last either. So I'm using red onions. You know what's interesting? I was gonna buy some fresh turmeric because I saw it on our grocery app, and so now I'm gonna just mix this up, right? So I'm just gonna do a quick mix. So I've got all my ingredients in here. I'm gonna mix this up with my fork and this is why I said you don't necessarily have to worry about it being like super small, because as you're mixing this, you're kind of punching with your fork and breaking things up, right? So it's not a big deal to try to squeeze everything out at the beginning. But back to the turmeric. Yeah, I saw it in my, it was available, well, to put on my list. I don't know if it was available to purchase, because sometimes they're out of stuff, even though they put it on the list, it's available. And I was thinking maybe I should try some, but I know it's, I've seen it before, right? It's a root, right? It looks similar to ginger. Get the extra large green onions now. Okay, yeah, it lasts much better. There must be better ways to store stuff, because some of my produce just goes bad pretty quickly. I need to do some research on storing things better, because I put it in my produce bin, and I don't know, it just feels like bell peppers, everything just quickly kind of softens out or goes bad, right? We bought some bell peppers for our garden yesterday, so that's gonna be nice. Bought some jalapenos, tomatoes. Has anyone started gardening yet? Thank you for sending that link. Hey Stacy, how's it going? Hey Christy, how's work going? Keeping you busy? What am I making? Oh yeah, I'm making a tofu eggs salad sandwich. So just got a block of firm tofu and I'm mixing up all the ingredients. You can always watch the replay if you're looking for the actual recipe, the full recipe. But yeah, I'm almost done. In glasses of water in the fridge. Oh, maybe that would keep it, yeah. Do you need to keep them in the fridge? I guess you do, because it's getting pretty humid, right? And where you're living in Texas is probably super hot, right? We run out a lot of fridge space though. One thing I wish I could plan out better is cilantro. I buy a bunch of cilantro and it goes like bad quickly. Hey Adam, Stacy and Adam, both of you here. How's it going? Guys, I'm on YouTube also if you want to shoot over. Just making a tofu egg. Sorry, this is taking... I should have used a bigger fork. There we go. Now everything's getting... And I also like it when there's like a little bit more of a tofu, like a little piece of tofu block, because it mimics the white of an egg, right? Like you bite in, hey buddy. Yeah, you bite into like an egg and you get the egg, the white part of the egg, right? It doesn't have too much flavor. Right? Similar to how a tofu egg tastes. Funny story though, but as a kid, my mom used to she used to make like fresh orange juice and then take an egg and like drop it into the orange juice and beat it, right? And then like she'd wake us up, like before we even brushed our teeth. She'd be like, hey, drink this. She's like, it's good for you, drink it. And I remember being like, okay, just not even paying attention and just drinking. I'm like, oh, what is this, right? But oh, I don't know if you guys have any funny memories of your childhood, but I remember now when I see like orange juice, I'm just like, yeah, make sure it doesn't have an egg in it. But okay, so this is ready to go. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna toast my bread. Hey, Andrea. Hey, Jeff. If anybody wants to shoot over to my YouTube channel, my link is in the bio. And I've got like a camera pointing down towards my prep area. I've got some music going in the background. So this is what it looks like, guys. Right? Yeah, so I was just mixing this up, putting some muscle into it. So, oh, fork fell out. So now I'm got a ciabatta here. Just gonna cut this in half and put it in my toaster. Can't believe it's Friday. This week went so fast. Hey, Andrea. TikTok where they keep glass jars, strawberries, and fruit. Yeah, I've seen that too, but it's like an air seal thing, right? Like I've seen, it's a TikTok of a product where it's like these little square jars and you put it on something and it pulls out all the air and it says you can keep stuff for like weeks. I'm not sure if you're talking about the same one. Okay. Hey Tina, how's it going? I didn't see you joined. Cool. Let's see. How's the bread doing? My toaster's so small, the bread pops up out of the side. I'm not going to toast it too much. Let's see if I've got some. I have some lettuce in here. Some lettuce. We've got some cucumbers. Nope. Gonna try to grab a little bit of this lettuce. think I asked this last time on my stream. Do you guys like to shred your lettuce, or do you like to have big leafy plates of lettuce? Stir your veggies. I wash everything, let them dry for a while, and then towel them dry. Wrap and cover with paper towel and put them back in the plastic bag and leave it open to ventilate. Oh, interesting. I've never tried that. Shred? You like to shred them? Yeah, me too. Because then it kind of gets in between everything, right? This is ready. Perfect. So I've got my ciabatta, right? This is actually the same bread in the photo for the post of this live, because I think we bought some ciabatta and then we were worried that it was going to go bad so quickly, so we froze it. Have you guys been freezing bread lately? We don't go through too much bread, but I'm just going to put this on the bottom. But sometimes what we do is we just take like half the bread and then freeze the rest of it. Once COVID hit, we just like thought of the long game, and we thought, you know what, we're gonna need freezer space, so we ended up getting another freezer. It's like it's not as tall as this, you know, this is just this is kind of a lower drawer freezer kind of thing. We have another fridge in our laundry room, but we got just a freezer. Actually, it's convertible. It could be a fridge or a freezer. And we just like stocked up with things like over the week. So we just kind of buy like 1 or 2 extra items, and then eventually we kind of had this big supply. So if anything were to happen, we could just kind of, you know, last out, right? So if there was an infection or something in the area and they had to close down the essential stores, we would be okay. And now we're just kind of going through it. Oh, there's a lot of chat going on in the YouTube chat. Okay, how am I gonna serve this? I feel like if I use this small fork, it's gonna get all over the place. So what I'm gonna try to do is just pack it. They use that. I used to work in a cafeteria, and they used to use scoops, right? Like ice cream scoops for egg salad and stuff like that. So they would just like scoop up, and then you would see like 2-3 scoops, and then they would kind of like push down the bread. I'm not sure if that's just the cafeteria I worked at, but here we go. I don't know how I'm gonna eat this. This is gonna be insane. Can you see that? I don't know if I can even get the top on. But why not make it fun, right? I do this for everything. My celery lasts for weeks. Herbs, peppers. You know what? I should start doing that. So, okay, so you wash it, you let it dry, you cover it in paper towel, just like Bounty paper towel, and then you put it back into the bags. Okay. I'll try that. Uses equal. Yeah. That bread is whenever we buy that, we keep it frozen and only take the slices we need, because that stuff's expensive, right? So this is the final product. You do Costco runs and freeze bread bagels. Yeah, we don't go into the stores yet. Actually, I'm going to be getting my vaccination on tomorrow right after, like, afternoon. So we haven't been kind of going into stores because there's a couple of immune compromised people in this household. So just kind of for safety, we were just doing online shopping. And now, yeah, so they have so many online shoppers. So whenever I do online Zoom, which is like our Costco delivery, once a week, and that's a lot for like the fruits. So we get like bags of oranges, apples, carrots, right, for juicing. Mailing some sliced tomatoes. Oh, you need some sliced tomatoes? I know, I ran out. I had a box of sliced tomatoes and I didn't realize I used the last one. And even for the chili I made yesterday, I had to use canned tomatoes. Hey Dave, how's it going? So I had to use like a half a can tomato because I didn't have sliced tomatoes. I would have loved to put cucumber on here because cucumber is a great topping. Let me see if I can get this bad boy in my mouth. Oh. Does anybody wear earbuds and then when they chew it feels like it's just gonna fall out? Tina, you should try to make it. If you can't find the Indian black salt in the area you're in, hit me up on Instagram or wherever, and I'll get it and mail it out to you if you want. Melissa, do you work for Bounty? Let me know if there's any other recipes you want me to make or even try. I'm game to try new things. I know Sharon asked did I try this Malaysian dish. What was that again? It was just lost it. I had it in my head. Starts with an M, doesn't it? Oh no, it starts with an L. Laksa. It was a joke, Melissa. Actually, you know what? I bought these, I'm starting to be a little more conscious about stuff that I use too much of, like paper towels. I find that I go through a lot of paper towels, right? And I started looking up alternatives, and I found this product which is pretty cool. It's it turns out it's popular in Sweden, right? And I think it's a cellulose based product, but I ordered it on Amazon. I'm gonna give it a try. I'll let you guys know how it goes. But you get like these sheets and you can reuse them, and then what they say to do is you just take them after you reuse them and just pop them in your dishwasher and then let them dry, and then you can reuse them again. And then after a while they're compostable, so you can just kind of let them decompose. What time is it there? It's like 8, wasn't it 8:30? 6:30? Is it 6:30? Or I guess it's 7 now. Should eat something, Tina. Mm-hmm. Sharon, we used to use towels. So we had like 5 large towels that we kind of like allocated to Coco when he was going through that stage. And, you know, we would use it to dry up, and then we would wash them as often as we could and let them dry. So always have like 1 or 2 dry, and then bye, Tina. So it's Friday. What's everyone doing this weekend? We've got a long weekend in Canada because on Monday it's Victoria Day, which is Canada's part of the Commonwealth. So we celebrate, I guess, is it Queen Victoria's birthday? It moves, so it can't be the actual day, right? We call it May 2-4 weekend here because it normally hits on the 24th day, some kind of in there, right? Oh, Monday is the 24th, so yep, getting some sunshine. Normally this is like the big gardening weekend for everybody. Everybody waits until this period, because normally earlier you get like some frost and stuff like that. Oh, he did? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Coco loved sweet potato. We used to get him these dried sweet potato chips, right? And it was like candy to him. Nice. What veggies are you gonna plant, Andrea? Thank you, Sharon. Hey, Tina, you join back over here. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Annika. How's it going? I just got my smoothie from this morning. So I was telling her, Sharon earlier that, hey Tina, I make smoothies on Monday, like green smoothies on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But I fast until 12 or 1 every day basically, and then I eat between 1 and let's say 9. 8 or 9, depending on how late we start cooking and stuff, right? So, just having this now. This recipe is in my Instagram account. I think I call it Mr. Green Machine or something. It's good. We couldn't find the zucchini, or did you say eggplant? No, squash. So yeah, there's certain things we couldn't find. We got tomatoes, we got jalapenos, we got okra, we got bell peppers, red and green. I think that's it. Yeah. So we still have to find some other ones. We were looking for eggplant and zucchini for sure. Am I getting dessert? No. Maybe one day I'll make like an ice cream or something like that. Go through the process. Oh, should find this lid. Tupperware. No dessert. I used to have this joke with my parents because whenever we would take my kids over to my parents' place, like we would have lunch, and then my dad or my mom would be like, "Okay, dessert time," and I'd be like, "You don't have dessert after every meal. What are you doing here? Like you could have fruit or whatever, but you wouldn't have dessert after every meal, right?" So it's just it's funny hearing people say that. No dessert. I made your... Oh yeah, you made the berry delicious one this morning? Oh, you loved it? Oh, awesome. Yeah, the berry ones are really good. I like it. I've been making smoothies. So normally what I do is like before COVID, I'd make smoothies every day, right? So 7 days a week make smoothies. Sometimes I make 2 smoothies twice a day, right? And I'll just make the entire container, right? So my kids will have like their little cups, right? I'll have at least one of these, if not 2. And then I would serve containers for my coaches, and and I would take them to the gym because I would go 6 days a week. And anytime I brought them the green smoothie, you know, depending on how hot the day was, they'd drink it like quickly, or they would just be like, oh, I'm gonna drink it after class. But anytime I brought the pina colada smoothie, they would just open it and drink it right there, and then give me back the the mason jar. So it's funny, you could tell what people like. But you know, the way I saw it was that, you know, the green smoothie tastes good. It's just, you know, it doesn't look as appetizing to people, right? I've given a green smoothie. I've actually taken my blender with us on a trip to Tennessee, and then we went to Florida, and we came back through Atlanta. We drove, right? I took my blender with us to a family reunion, and in that family reunion, I would make smoothies every morning, right? And there was a like 14-year-old boy, and he hated green vegetables, and I was like, try some. So I gave him a little cup, and he drank. He was like, this is good. And he said he wanted seconds, and his grandmother was like mind blown. She's like, how did you do that? But it's an easy way to get people to have their greens, right? Leafy greens is very hard to get into your diet unless you're eating salads. And then if you're eating salads, you're generally pouring like oily dressings all over it, right? So you're taking something good in, but then you're kind of making it not so great, right? By reducing how how good it could be, right? Hey Colette, I'm just about to end the stream actually, because I'm done. I've already eaten and I am full. Just finishing off a smoothie that I had this morning. Thank you, Colette. How's everybody doing on YouTube side? Oh, dirty dish. So yeah, I'll give these paper towel things a try and let you know. But they're made by this Swedish company, and it says that it's packed with Swedes with disabilities, so it was kind of a good cause. And you know, there's a couple different options out there. I chose to get this one. If anybody wants to know more info, just let me know. Yeah, you could definitely make more healthier dressings. Like I've made like avocado and lime, right? It's kind of almost like a liquidy guac, right, dressing, right? But you know, eating greens as opposed to drinking greens, right? Oops, turned off the sound. It's a lot easier to drink your greens, right? So yeah, so we just do the green smoothies. It's a surefire way to make sure that, and you know, I'll add like a lot of other things like chia seeds, flax seeds, and stuff like that into the smoothies. I'll even put in the B12 and certain vitamins into the smoothie, so I just know my kids are getting them, right? So, and also because there's so much fiber in here, it's not like how you would just take a pill, right? You might just wash it out. Your body might wash it out quickly. Because of the fiber, it kind of goes through the process slowly. That's no problem. I'm actually going to be watch this tomorrow. Yeah, good. Yeah, so I'm actually going to be jumping off because we're kind of close to our time, and I'm done, and I'm just chatting unless you guys have anything else to ask. Oh, you're welcome. It's nice getting to know more about people I follow. Yeah, definitely. it's doing these lives. It's very fun. It's can be a stressful experience, but like once I was doing, I think it was the beefless korma, and I'm like looking at this pot, cooking the soya, and I could see like steam coming out of it. So I was like, oh, okay, it's got water in it, and then I realized, I left it too long, and the water evaporated. I was able to like salvage it, but it can be stressful because you kind of have to see what people are saying and then reply back, right? And if you miss too many comments, you got to figure out where you read last, right? And I've got YouTube, I've got Instagram, and I've got YouTube both going, so it's a little stressful, but it's fun. Kind of learn, right? You learn how to manage things as you've done it, right? Things seem a lot easier when you're not doing it, but once you've overcome it, it's fine. Anyway, so if you guys don't want to get some usable silicone bags, yeah, I want to get some bags too. Yeah, I've seen the ones that are like you can pour like hot soup into them, and they don't even feel hot to touch. I want to look for stuff like that. Let me know if you find something, Sharon. Anyways, I'm going to be saying goodbye. I hope everybody enjoys their weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Most likely I'll be doing it on Tuesday. Just kind of keep an eye out for my stories or the posts that I'll just post on the same day. Okay? Thank you, everyone, and have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.